Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is 2ndKEF Handayani. I'm from One Vocational High School, WONOSARI, Malang. And today, I want to talk about how culture influences children development. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to deliver my speech in this great opportunity. Before moving to the main topic, let me refresh our memories of two sexual harassment cases that have affected female teenagers to female college students in Indonesia in the 3 months leading up to the end of 2021. The first case comes from the deceased Novia Widyasari, a college student from one of big university in Malang who had got sexual harassment from her boyfriend until she was pregnant, fell prematurely herpes, and ended up by suicide. The second case, the Asopalit Indonesian Tyson, is a teacher at a boarding school in Tasikmalaya who molested several of his female students for a long time and resulted in some of them becoming pregnant. From these two examples, it can be concluded that the victim may experience imperfect socialization, so that she lacks self-awareness, or even the perpetrator, who lack moral, has been exposed to a deviant subculture from the environment around his place of residence, which ultimately harms many innocent parties. Okay, next, let's move to the main topic today, which is about culture, especially on how culture influences children's development. The word culture represents a certain predisposition in the way we conduct ourselves personally, professionally, and in our general way of living and interacting with the world. Children naturally are product of the culture they are exposed to, both at home and outside. However, in order to really understand in what ways culture impacts and influences a child, we need to examine culture in its various forms. The first one is familial culture. Every house and household practices and follows a certain culture. In a nuclear family, behavior and a belief system, there is usually a result of what the child parents have established over a period of time. Since a child earliest understanding and education is imbibed from observation of what goes on at home, the culture prevalent at home greatly influences how the child behaves, whether it's a positive or a negative manifestation. Let's take an example. If there is a house where the parents are quite emotionally reserved and unexpressive, and that is the child has seen since the beginning, chances are that either the child will imbibe that ethos as is, or turn rebellious and go the other extreme. As parents, we need to be acutely aware of what kind of precedent we are setting for the children in our homes, because whatever that may be, it will be observed, digested, and put into practice. The second is religious or community culture. Next, this kind of culture is a culture that is derived from the religious belief and practices of a specific family. If a child grows up spending a lot of time and effort being devoted to religion, prayer, ceremonies, that is the culture he or she might also adopt. Similarly, communities and their peculiarities also form part of cultural exposure and inheritance of a child. Similarly, different communities that might propagate a philosophy of austerity, it is likely to be inculcated in the children of that family too. Culture then is really what kind of atmosphere the child grows up in. The last is outside home culture. A huge part of what influences children also includes the kind of culture they are exposed to outside the house environment. Here, educational institutions, especially schools, plays a significant role in shaping a culture that a child will adopt for the rest of his or her life. I can tell you, having been to a very close-knit residential school myself, one that laid a lot of emphasis on pursuits outside of academics that I am now and will remain forever. A person who believed for me in the merits and power of overall development, and his philosophy will find its way into every aspect of my life, including the way I approach parenting my own child. The children are exposed to at school, and during their formative years of learning will undoubtedly have a huge impact on how they turn out, negative or positive. So, that's it from me. All in all, lack of love and care, ignorance, inability of children to assess the situation, and decide to avoid things that are at risk of harms, and lack of constructive communication in the family are problems that must be addressed by parents as the first agent in the formation of culture. Thank you very much for your attention. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.